Mind is the controller. You see, the mind, whatever you do in the outside, you know, the mind is always present. No, you don't have, you have the intellect, but the intellect is dormant. So what do? You use the reason. So very often, what people do, they will use the reason to excuse most of the time themselves, which means to find an excuse, even if they don't want it, they don't want it, to give a reason for things. No, so it is predominant by the mind itself. Intellect is in between the consciousness. Before the awakening of consciousness, you have intellect, but it's still under the governance of the mind. So which means you feed the mind with positivity, positive things. So when you feed the mind with positive things, the mind change. You don't think the same way. So when you start thinking differently, what happens? Your action, your ways, and everything, your belief, everything changed, no? So that where intellect act. But it's not, reason are many. Reason is still very much focused on the external, when the mind is focused on the outside, but intellect is when the mind is focused on inside. But it's still the mind, both. That's why I said you have to renounce all this, even the intellect. Otherwise, many intellectual people will be realized, no? They are not. Far away in reality to full realization. Because, you see, you can pretend to be very intellectual, but it don't lead you anywhere. So through intellect, for those who are on the spiritual path, through intellect, they should utilize the intellect and enter the heart. So if the intellect don't open your heart, your wisdom is useless. Whatever you have learned is useless. If your intellect don't make you love, then for what use? How many people before come before you? No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking in the world itself. Many people, many intelligent people. But how many realize themselves? Not many. That's what Bhagavan Krishna said. Out of million, maybe one will attain me. Maybe. Why? You see, our mind, we do everything with our mind. So when the mind is happy, people think that, yes, I am happy. No? Or when the mind is sad, people think that I am sad. But it's nothing to do with the self. It's still in the mind. Happiness and sadness is in the mind. It's how you see life, what predominate everything. It's just this mind. So where would that intellect lead you? Nowhere. If there is no love in that intellect, it just becomes like you read a book. You, Mataji, you like reading, what is it called? Novel, na? You read novel, same story, different names of people. Where does that lead you? You are thinking you are princess, and then you are looking wanted, you're Prince Charming. This is where the problem arises. Then you enter the dream world, and a world of fantasy inside of your mind. Intellect must lead you to love. So there's big difference between these two, reason and intellect. Reason is purely on the outside, but both is under the governance of the mind. The mind don't want to let go. Why? No, they see through thousands of lives you have said to yourself, I am not happy, but I am still looking for that happiness. You have built up a certain reality which you say, okay, I'm not happy now, I will be tomorrow, without even knowing what is true happiness. So that's why the mind is never happy. Even when the master come and want to show you the way, what will be? The rebellious mind awake, no? The churning of the ocean. When the ocean starts churning, what came out first? Poison, no? So it showed you what is in the mind first. What is in the mind is that poison. That poison means how you see yourself and how you see the world. Even if you're reminded that you should transcend, you should be positive, you should be loyal, you should be in the divine quality, yeah? But how many really succeed into that? Not too many. Bhagwan is right. Out of million, maybe one can attain me. And who is that one which will attain him? It's the one which have love. Whose the mind is full with the divine. He knows that 24 hours you can't think of him. Yeah. But that's why I said, remember me. Think of me whenever you have time. So the little time that you spend, he's ready to give himself to you. Amazing, no? But are you ready to take him? No, you have so much fear inside of you. Fear of what are you going to lose? Yes or no? No? What do you have to lose? You don't have anything. I'm telling you, you don't have anything. But you can say, yes, you will lose something. When death is knocking at your door, and you say, what should I take? Nothing. You will leave everything here. Death is knocking. Here, I am. What you would say? Wait, I'm packing my luggage. No. Don't think that in the other side you will get good punya. No, you will not get any good punya. Good punya is only, you will attain good punya only what you have done here on earth. That's what you will receive. Don't think that when you go to the other side, you say, yes, then I will do my spiritual, my spiritual Practice. No, then I will do my sadhana. No, it doesn't happen like that. If you have work 10% here, you will get only 10% there. You have work 100%, you will get 100% there. So whatever you do here, you see, that much you will receive. So knows where you put your mind. It's very important. Knows what you fill your mind with. It is very important. That choice is yours. Nobody can force you. You have the choice to be positive or to be negative. You have the choice. This is entirely up to you. So use the reason in the right way. And use your intellect in the right way.